Hi, my name is Garrett and this is my WalkAway story. So I've grown up in Wisconsin my entire life, and the household I've grown up in has been relatively Democratic. Up until about 8 months ago, I too considered myself to be Democrat, just like my parents. But now, I would say I am full-out Republican. So what made me absolutely despise the president, and now fully support him and think he's one of the best presidents we've ever had? So about 8 months ago, the coronavirus hit the United States extremely hard, and my school was put online and was canceled for the rest of the year. At this time, we were on spring break, and I was in Texas by my grandparents' house. They lived in Mission, Texas, which was 5 miles from the border of Mexico. And most of my family that lives around me in Wisconsin are also Democratic. And it wasn't until I went to Texas where I realized that I had family that was also Republican. And about 8 months ago, the first assignment we had for my History 2 class on the Corona vacation was liberalism versus conservatism. At this time, we were studying the Reagan presidency, and we were learning about Reaganomics, and basically just his entire presidency. So the paper we were assigned to write was an essay where we compare and contrast liberalism versus conservatism. And at the time we were given the assignment, I was full out ready to bash conservatives because I considered myself to be on the left, and I had just heard from people around me that conservatives were bad, white supremacist, evil people. I believed it. I was not a free thinker at all. I believed everything the media said. CNN and MSNBC were a household tradition. It was on all the time. It was on at my other grandparents' house. And I believed everything that those two media sources had to say about the president and the United States. So I went down to Texas alone. I was by myself for spring break, and I just wanted to spend time with my grandparents. Turns out they were extremely interested in people like Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity. One of the evenings after dinner, we were watching Tucker Carlson, and I had never heard of him. I had also been told that Fox News was something you should never listen to and never watch because they suck, and that was just what everyone told me. And here I was sitting next to my grandma and grandpa in the living room watching Fox News. And now I didn't want to let my political view on that news station show, so I just went along with it and watched because they were enjoying it. And it was this time when Tucker Carlson was talking about some sort of abortion. I can't remember it fully, but my entire life I've grown up Christian, and I'm not afraid to talk about my beliefs and my faith as a Christian. Many of my friends know that. Many teachers know that I'm not afraid to talk about it. And I think I'm one of those students that people probably get annoyed with because I practice my First Amendment right a lot. That's something that I've valued a lot in my life, is the right to religion. And I've always supported the First Amendment. I've supported the Constitution a lot. Many liberals, I feel, don't agree with the Constitution. Many do, but many don't. So that evening, after my grandparents went to bed, I went back into my room and I watched Tucker Carlson on my phone. I was just watching clips of him on YouTube, and it was about 2 videos later that Ben Shapiro showed of him I recommended. I clicked on it because I had recognized the name from the meme review that he had hosted on PewDiePie, and I agreed with him because he was talking about how the United States was founded on Judeo-Christian values, which it 100% was. You can't argue with that fact. And I agreed with him completely. And it was about a couple videos later that Candace Owens, the one that made me completely switch sides, showed up in my recommended. I watched a Candace Owens video where she absolutely destroyed AOC. I couldn't have liked it more. It was an amazing video, and it showcased exactly what I now believe in. I, however, don't agree with her on climate change because she doesn't believe that global warming is a thing. I believe climate is changing, not in the extreme way that Democrats are pushing, but I believe it exists. So anyways, that next day, I deleted the entire essay that I had and rewrote it to be pro-conservative, anti-liberalism. Let's just say the article was way easier to write because there was way more facts that lined up with conservatives than liberals. It was way easier to take over on gun control laws that they want to do. It was way easier to take a stance on free speech things that some liberals want to take away parts of the First Amendment. And I was just completely yep, I support this. And by the time that I had left, I had purchased a pro-Republican t-shirt, and I wear that shirt all the time still. I have a lot more other Republican apparel now. I have this hat, I have this mask, and I have a Trump t-shirt as well. When I got home from Texas, I had to then deal with 2 parents that were still Democratic. And to this day, my dad is still Democratic. I doubt he'll ever change. And he has a right to that opinion. but I have converted my mom over to my side. She was one of the first people I red-pilled, we'll just say that. So then in this previous June, I started a TikTok account where it was pro-conservative, and many of you that follow my account know that it was later on banned because some people hacked it and uploaded no-no videos. And I'm still very upset about it, but at the same time, it would cause a lot of drama, and I'm happy I'm no longer on it. But I really don't care anymore, and I don't even have it downloaded. I don't really care about TikTok media anymore, and I just watch what I used to watch, which was commentary YouTube, which is what this channel is. So if you like commentary YouTube, subscribe. So the final thing I'd like to say is when you do the research, when you look at how the United States is supposed to run, like, people think it's supposed to be a democracy. No, it's a republic. It's not supposed to be a democracy. The United States was never intentionally supposed to be a democracy. And I feel like the United States has lost its values, and that is why I have switched sides. And millions of other people have switched sides as well. I couldn't be happier with my decision now. Even though I can't vote, I'm very happy that I've been able to influence people to vote the way I would vote if I were 18. Because now I've made up for my one vote, and instead I've now converted about 3 people that can vote that will be voting Trump in November. When you do the research, when you put in the time, when you become a free thinker, you will realize that there is one party that is obviously who you should choose, and the decision of who you should vote for will be a lot easier. I don't want this to be offensive, because I know a lot of people get offended by conservatives just talking, because apparently we're not supposed to be allowed to talk. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you agree with this video, give it a thumbs up. If you disagree with this video, give it a down vote. I don't care. Have a good rest of your day, and if you want to continue watching my channel, that would be greatly appreciated. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless. Peace.
Agreed. Vice President Biden, you are holding much smaller events with
nobody will show up.
people with
What's true? Nobody shows up to his rally.
I like the 504 boys, how I move through the live, babe. Since so 12, the flame been hot just to show you the time frame.